gonna give away like one animation cell from the series, the original one. So we're gonna figure out a way, but we're gonna definitively give away one animation cells from the series. And original, we kept them very precious.
Yeah.
You know, they're one of a kind. You know.
Exactly.
So we're gonna sign
SWAT
them
Cat was one of the last series in.
with animation cells.
Correct. Yeah, it was one of those Hanna-Barbera type
now
things
the,
that just.
the value.
Yeah.
So it's give a chance. I brought also tons of original sketches that I did during the series, the making of it.
Oh, so you did the original, a lot of the original stuff?
Yeah, I mean, all the original development, the design. So I brought tons of them, you know, to share with, you know, to look at that.
Yeah,
you see some of like, I had brought some like the original first sketches of like the Metallic Cats and stuff like.
Yeah.
Like original. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun to see that.
Yeah, just like every episode was always something different, something new. The way that they would, you know, you just had like an everyday kind of like blue collar, you know, they worked as, but not just that, they were police. You know, it was something that kind of cats, police, and you're like, okay. And then, but as the show would go on and it progressed, it just, that plane just did it, and their gadgets and everything. There were guys that were mechanics that did that stuff from a junkyard. It just blew your mind. It was crazy. It was nuts.
It was fun to do. It was. It was fun.
I was a poor big fan of jet fighter plane and the Tomcat. I was freaking out about the Tomcat, so we created the Tomcat based a little bit on the Tomcat.
Yeah, and see, the thing that was crazy that y'all did, I mean, in the way that when it would hover, it almost reminds me of like how they do now the F-35, you know, strike fighter that they have for the Air Force, how it hovers and how that that bottom, you know, it would hover and it was like immediate. You'd see it come real fast and then it just when it hovered.
No,
that was crazy.
It's fun. It's fun to see, you know, to share. What is amazing is that, you know, it's like something you do for yourself. You know, you're young and you do crazy, and then 22 years after that, and online and people.
For me, more or less, I don't know. He's with my cousin. When I look at it now, like, you know, cartoons, how they've progressed. A lot of the stuff that I've seen now just doesn't really catch the attention like it used to. You know, I grew up on, you know, Thundercats and Voltron, you know, Messenger Z, and then you see this and you're like, it was crazy. And then Hanna-Barbera, you know, that was another thing that just, you know, you went from something like Tom and Jerry and stuff like that, and then you saw this, and you're like, man, this is just action. It was like action literally in the afternoon.
The storyboards. I have still a few storyboards. They're like thick like this, man. It's like, wow, there was a lot of scenes in there, and
it was just the story just really brought you in. That was it. That was the main bit, and the animation was just beautiful back then. You know, but now it's just kind of.
There was a mood to the series. You know, there was a mood. Green skies, you know, all cat world, and you know, weird villains and all animals and all cats. It's there was a whole feel to it, and you mentioned the riff, you know. Remember, you know, we were when the guy came up with it, you know, the musicians, you know, and then the score, also the way it was score, it was more score like a movie than.
Just brought it all together. You were just always sucked into it. Like, if you had to go and move away from the TV for any moment of the time, especially if it was a new episode, that would suck. Yeah.
I'm glad, man.
Man, well, it was nice meeting you, man. Hopefully, you know,
to see you, you know, and
man, it was just awesome.